on my new channel. Is this the FredFairhair channel or is it the FreddyFairhair? We'll see how many people show up. If a lot of people show up, it's the correct. If no one shows up, it's the wrong channel. We'll see if that number increases. Yeah, it's the correct. Right now, before sunset, I'm gonna explain my new direction. It's been the same direction. What I care about now is the same thing I've been caring about for the past 5, 6, 7 years. It's just tricky to describe this vision, this interest, this persistent interest I have. 7, 8 years ago I started this channel. It was actually 8 years ago, only a few days ago. Hello, Aaron. And I did some crazy stunt, that was violating expectations of society. At least that was what I felt, and that's what I enjoyed, and lots of people enjoy that too. Kind of the flagship for the channel was a naked guy picking up girls. I mean, this is such a new. That was 7 years ago. That was 8 years ago now, soon. And now, as time has gone by since then, I understand that that was a metaphor for something more, life integrational. It's about being so that was being naked in public, and it was done in 3 days of filming. That was being naked. I was naked in the social world, and now I've been spending 7 years actually becoming more and more naked as a soul. So becoming more psychologically naked. The goal has to be like that in the video, but really be naked, be vulnerable in the world, be yourself pretty much. You don't have to always be vulnerable, right? Whatever that, for most people, that means to reveal your feelings in the moment. And you don't have to always do that, but to become, it's a noble goal to become more yourself, to become more authentic, yeah. And in order to become more comfortable with being you without your social mental conditioning and without your traumas or without their interference, which is always a gradual process. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you're not going to become totally, absolutely free of all of that, because it's kind of these traumas and experiences we have from our past. We carry them around to a certain extent. They teach us important lessons. Also, it also creates our personalities to an extent. But it should be a noble goal. It's a noble goal, I think, to become more aware of our subconscious patterns that are creating resistance in our lives, anxiety, that are blocking our ability to connect with ourselves and people, and tasks that we're working on, and on our missions, our goals, to remove those blocks to our best ability. That should be the goal, and that's like being naked. That's like being truly naked in the world, when we can be like that. So that was a naked guy picking up girls. That was a video I filmed in 3 days. It was pretty intense, as in social pressure. There was a lot of social pressure around that. But yeah, and I got a lot of attention for it, and lots of people came up to me after and said, "Oh, you can't be afraid of anything now that you've done that." But that was not true at all. I was afraid of a lot of things, and but I found out that the ultimate accomplishment and the ultimate fear. I'll talk about the ultimate fear. The ultimate fear is the fear of not existing. Okay, I don't know if that's truly the ontological truth of reality, but we're doing a lot to keep ourselves, to affirm ourselves, the ego. Our egoic nature is responsible for a lot of the damage that we're doing to ourselves and the planet, and also our communities. So that has to be that's the goal for me, to really see through that. Now, not to kill the ego. That's not a good idea at all, I think, because the ego is the doer, is the mechanism that we probably need in order to care at all about how we're affecting people. But to see through the identification with the ego, that has to be the aim, and that's my aim, and that's my new vision for myself. I want to become as awake as I can possibly be. I often think in my head to become awakened, to become enlightened, which is the cockiest thing you can probably say after claiming that you are. The Zen people would say anyone who says they're enlightened is not, because no person, no personality, no ego saying that is enlightened. But that's just a thought, right? To say that I am enlightened is a thought that is arising within within consciousness, okay? Within the enlightenment, you could say. So one could say, well, aren't we all enlightened then? Yes, we are, but do we remember it? Do we remember that? What good does it do to say that we're all enlightened if it's not our experience? So the practical goal here for me is to become to actually have that as my experience. I feel like that's when I'm gonna be optimal for service, truly good service. Also to the YouTube channel here, to talk to you, to talk some sense into you, and also to create good art. It has to come from as little delusion as possible. And that's when I think it's gonna have the most impact. Now the sun is going down here. So that's my new vision. I'm gonna go to your comments soon. So that's my personal vision, to keep meditating, to keep connecting with the present moment, to rest into that, to allow that presence, this presence, to completely take over my psychology and my nervous system, which has been an unfolding process over these last 5 years, which there is something more of to go. But at least I feel ready to talk about what that is, which is about time, I think, after 5 years. I've been talking a lot about that on my extra channel, not so much here. Is it relating to anyone here? Be honest. Are some of you confused? Are some of you paying attention? Are some of you interested? Would love to know, and I'll go back to your comments soon. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that, but I'll record the process more. I'll document more of it, and I will also travel now from next month, from September. Right now I'm in a theater play, which has practice every day for this month, and then next Hello Scream, next month, September, will be my first travel in a year, and my first big travel in a year and a half. Wow, I look forward to that. Wow. We'll see if I'm gonna vax. We'll see about that. I haven't decided yet. And I will document more of that. And I will find an editor to edit my videos so that they can come out to you more continuously, consistently. So look forward to that. So that's my new vision, basically free myself and document the process. Free myself psychologically, spiritually, which always has more to go, right? So that's one of the wonderful things about it, that I can keep documenting that, and it's not gonna be an ending. So it's a perfect topic on this YouTube channel. If it was a topic that would just end in 1 month, then I would have to figure out a new vision. So I'm not really a prankster. I don't want that to be. I don't want to be limited to that, and I never wanted that either when starting this channel. But it was fairly easy to do for me, so that's what I did. Now I want to have more of a deeper message in my videos, so that it actually inspires and helps. And I'm aware that many of those videos inspired people, because I got some messages from people who, after seeing those videos, and they knew my story of having some social anxiety issues, that they were inspired to come more out of their shell. So that was good to hear. And yeah, that's my new vision. Vikings. And now, I mean, just 1% of the subscribers are watching my videos. How are we gonna change that? maybe with a vision. I think it starts there. It starts with why. Have you seen that TED Talk with Simon Sinek? It starts with why. The great leaders, the great companies, Apple, the Wright brothers, he talks about them, the ones who invented airplanes. They were just some dudes with no degrees, with no money, and that got together, and they thought if they could invent the flying machine, then that would change the course of the world. While this other business dude, who had journalists around him all the time and lots of funding, he didn't succeed because he just wanted to be famous and rich. The passion is much bigger than that. And Apple, in their message, is like, we believe in something that they believe. I don't remember what, and in changing the status quo. And we just happen to make great computers. While other companies will be like, we make amazing computers. But they communicate more from the inside out, the why. So that's something for you to reflect. It's a good TED speech about start with why. That's how you write the title of that speech. So let's go back to you guys. Good seeing you, Summer 21. I'm doing fine today. I was a little worried, but I worked on it because it's new for me to do this theater thing. Because I've been so used to just me and sitting and with my eyes closed and looking at a wall, meditation, after 5 years. So been downloading a lot of peace into this body and sensual experience, the nerves. But the shadow side of that is definitely that I don't interact a whole lot much with people, especially during this pandemic. And also doing things like duties, showing up and taking responsibility. That's been also, it's been interfering with that big part of my life. So this theater thing lasting for a month, practice every day, it's very, very new for me. It's most intense teamwork project I've been participating in 5 years at least since I went to school. Daryl, nice to meet you. Juan Carlos, hello. Ritrick, hello. Ritik. I think well of Sweden, Will. There's a lot of beautiful girls in Stockholm and a lot of beautiful friends that I have from my times in California, and some YouTube friends, and good place to be for me. Thanks, Summer. Consume psilocybin mushrooms, bro. I don't know. Yeah. So I have that. That's been a part of the work. We're talking about the nude video? Yeah, we did. But fair, I hold the same outlook on life as in your video. You are the only one who exists. Nice. After LSD, I saw clearly that without ego, I am everything. So, the elephant in the room here is psychedelics. So many people have had insights into the nature of reality, or at least if it's not the ontologically truest, ultimately true nature of perception of reality, then at least it has given millions of people probably more meaning to their lives. So it also screwed some people over. So it's not without risk. I also always have to throw in the warning there. But it's interesting. It's 2021. People are starting to talk about it. They have been talking about it for a while, but now it's mainstream, almost. I want to travel to walk in nature in Norway. I haven't been. And then you're asking me that? I think the answer is in the question there. If you're asking me that, you want to walk in nature in Norway. I've been to Preikestolen already. Where else do you recommend me to go? I recommend you to go to Geiranger. That's a beautiful place. I was there last week. It was really pretty. And if you've seen a movie, watched a movie called The Wave, it's actually it's about a wave that is going to hit a certain area, and it's going to wash away everything that is there, everyone who lives there, every house, and it's a nice movie. I think I haven't watched it, but it's about that place. But it's a really pretty place, and maybe that's why people want to live there. So I would go there if I were you, and maybe to Lofoten, amazingly pretty place. Scream hello, VidCon fun, dude. When you will be back or make travel log, dude? Do you want me to do some travel logging, guys? Do you want me to do some travel logging? Comment travel logging, please, if that's your opinion. Good to see you, man. Yo, bro, how do you be motivated? You are motivated when you care, when you know, when you realize what you care about. You probably know what you care about, but you don't allow yourself to say that. I mean, I think we all intuitively know what we care about the most, but we lack clarity. There are beliefs in the way, like it's not okay that I spend all my time doing that, because then I can't pay the bills. It's so sad that we always have to filter our ways of life through that, but it can't happen because it doesn't pay the bills. It's kind of sad, but maybe there are ways to go around it. Okay, I could stay here at my mother's place, so I had to sacrifice some pride, but I could spend lots of my time reading spiritual literature, meditating, and I could also keep making videos, and I could travel, and I could go to places that were much cheaper than Norway and lots of other places in the world. And I could actually save money in a way, instead of, compared to if I got an apartment in Oslo, for instance. It would be cheaper for me to, be in somewhere more exciting place, or more exotic place, like Spain, for instance, or Brazil. And I could stay with people there as well, in Brazil. Oh, I wish I could show you the view here. The airplane flying with a really pretty background. I'll show you. Actually, no, okay. It's closed. But yeah, that's how it is. Let me see the airplane over there. It's probably too small. So yeah, do what you are excited about. Follow your excitement. Some are more rational people. They're just, this is what I have to do, so I'll just do it. But some are asking questions like that. How do I become motivated? And then my strategy is follow my excitement. So that's doesn't always, impress others. I'm not the richest guy in Babylon. That's a good book. but I'm wealthy inside. My experience of I feel rich still. Let's see here. I meditate still, yeah, Texas. But now it's more like it's just for 6 months I was really I was kind of strict on meditating, and I even meditated with crossed legs, which I haven't really done in the past, to really get momentum, and I was doing that for 3 hours a day for 6 months, pretty strictly. And now it's more. It's probably still somewhere around 2 or 3 hours a day, but it's more just sitting. There's no strict, forced routine around it, and I was enjoying it back then too. You know, during that 6 month period. Now it's just being in silence, being with myself. That's meditation for me, and it's still working. um, Real talk. I'll come to Turkey. How do you have so much confidence? Is it a skill you worked hard for? Mm, I would be interested. I would be curious, Wonderbat. Are you saying that based on my videos, or based on like the prank videos, or from talking to you right now? Because then I would also know how to answer that question. If it's based on the videos I did, it was simply that I saw more reasons to do those pranks and stunts and embarrassing things and cool, exciting things, because it was just exciting. I was excited about it. I was more excited. It was so exciting, and I got so much out of it, and also from making the videos, that it just weighed more than the fear of doing it. So when something is important to you enough, and when you're excited enough about it, fear will not will not pull that. It will not be enough to destroy that. So but you might be afraid of doing something you're excited about, so the fear might still seem bigger than the excitement. But if you still trust and you do it anyway, the excitement might take over from then on. See what I mean? But if you're talking about me now and the confidence I have now, it is simply that my being seems bigger because of meditation and stuff like that. Realizing that the self, my thoughts of myself, my thoughts about life, my beliefs about life, how life should be, how I should be, how people should be, that has dissolved more. So it's more of this. There's not so much resistance to my environment and my life. So that calms down the voice. It calms down the tension points in the body, because I've been focusing on these tension points so much that they have dissolved and opened up. So I feel so. I'm generally much more relaxed than 6 years ago, just standing, or standing at a party. Maybe I'm talking less, but I'm more comfortable in my own skin. So that's the answer to that. Focusing on the tensions in the body. That's a type of meditation. That's basically my meditation for all these years. What was your last dream about? It was actually what was that again? I I don't remember. How do you have so much? Oh, that was the same. Travel vlogging. Somebody wants that. Good. What do you think of psychedelics for depression? It's tricky. That's tricky. I don't know the data on it. I think the data would be in favor of psychedelics usage, but it should be done safely with intention, with guidance. Then it can be really powerful. Yeah. Man United used to race me on YouTube. I forgot what your thing is. I'm also a Man United fan. Yeah. How tall are you? I'm 6 foot. I'm 183 centimeters. At least that's what it says in the passport, but I don't remember if I said that then or if they actually measured me. Please, thanks. Jai Hind. Strict meditation sounds like an oxymoron. I don't know what oxymoron means. Based on the videos, okay. You were the man, bro. That was like 8 years ago. I was a kid. Now here you are again, full circle. Full circle, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, if you're like 20 years old now, a man, grown-up man, you were 12 back then. Big difference. Maybe not in puberty even. That is weird to think about. As I'm 30 now, and I was fairly grown up then. Wow. It's always nostalgic to talk to you who swing by the live stream, reminding me of the heydays. Yeah, you sound, you hear the sheep, the sheeps. Can you say that with an S in plural? Sheep. There are sheep around here, and there are horses, and there are ducks here in the backyard, and there's kids actually, you know, ducklings, 7 of them, and then like 6 grown-ups. Thanks for the hair compliment. Yo, Freddy, just wanted to say that I've always enjoyed your videos. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Makes me motivated to do more. You have a Shrek vest on, really? I look like Shrek in the face. Thank you very much. I'm sort of doing nofap. Yeah, but it's natural. Well, it's not that it's unnatural to have this discipline of nofap, but it's something I save, yeah. And sometimes yeah, so like maybe every other month. It's weird talking about that because I never know who's watching, if it's like family members. Oxymoron is like 2 opposite words, like icy hot, like strict meditation. Exactly, good point. So meditation, strict meditation is less meditation than could be less meditation, because there are 2 important elements to meditation, and that is relaxation and concentration. So you gotta have both. So it's a paradox in a sense. Zen is about handling paradoxes of the mind. The mind goes 2 ways, and it's about finding the middle way, the balance. And that's when the good meditation is happening. That's when the flow zone is also occurring. You know, you're becoming in a flow state, not by just sleeping or just being too relaxed. You gotta, there's got to be some effort to it, and then you find your flow, and the same goes with meditation. I was like a superstar, like John Stamos or Elvis. I know who Elvis is. If I was a superstar like Elvis, then I probably missed out on a lot of the party. Are you against drugs? No, I'm not against drugs. No, I'm against using heroin for myself. Okay, I'm against. That's not something I want. It's probably not healthy for the people who use it. It's probably just meant to be a medicine or a pain reliever, perhaps, like anesthesia. So now, you know, we have a lot of substances and chemicals that we can use, right? But mixed, or when we're misusing it and mixing it up with wrong, some chemicals shouldn't be mixed up together, that they will blow up itself and the planet. We should be wise about how we mix, and we should be wise about how we use our natural resources. But yeah, I'm a pretty fan of psychedelics for smart usage, you know, for healing traumas and releasing emotions, and also seeing through delusions, perceptual layers, dirt on the lens, which will automatically affect, you know, the way you treat yourself and others when you have more clarity. So it's like meditation steroids, right? But doing it wisely, because it can be tough and confrontational. So one need to be really mindful about it. Let's see if I can come up with a new question. How did the flood affect you? It didn't come here. You mean the flood in Europe? But we had a landslide in right here where I live, actually, right before New Year's. So it was a big catastrophe here in my home village. 10 people died right up here, only a mile away from here. And this is the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows what's going on in this place. Most people haven't heard of it here in Norway. But that really put this place on the map. If you Google landslide Norway, that's gonna come up. But yeah, we were all right in the neighborhood. There you go. Okay, I was gone there. A friend called me, and that's when the screen froze. But half of you are still here. So I'm gonna go back to the questions. My brother Fair, I have been following your career for many years. I would like to give you a lead to your spiritual development. Nothing is more important than to stay away from sexual sins. Really? Is that your opinion? I would challenge, I would challenge that if that's your belief. Um, and I also call my career. But yeah, I think if you believe that, and I appreciate your help, by the way. But I think, and if at least you wanna, and I get your point. So staying away from sexual sins, that would be conducting and sexual relations that are, like I said, with chemicals. Some chemicals shouldn't be mixed up together because then they will blow up itself and the planet and things. Just like that, some people shouldn't be fucking, and maybe many people shouldn't be. I don't know, but let's say, yeah, it can be, and that's probably the reason why I've been kind of a celibate for the past 3 or 4 years now. Which I don't know if that comes as a surprise to you, but there's been some intuition there, maybe, or a fear, like irrational fear, perhaps, or maybe there's some wisdom to this intuition that I should not go for whatever opportunities that I've had, or openings, leg openings, hips that I've opened that I haven't entered. So because maybe there's some wisdom in maybe I shouldn't be doing that, because maybe that would mean drama, attachment, style, conflict. Have you seen the show on Netflix called Too Hot to Handle? It's an interesting show about these people who don't want to connect emotionally. They just switch sexual partners often, and then they are stuck together. They think they're going to be on this Paradise Hotel type of show where you can hook up as much as you want, but that's not the case, because the show tricks them. So they say that this is one of those shows where you can hook up and drink and party as much as you want. And yeah, you can drink and party as much as you want, but you can't. There's a pot of $100,000, and if people are kissing, and if people have sex, and if they're masturbating, then they're taking money away from that collective pot of money. It's called a pot. I don't remember the prize that everybody will share. So I mean, it's an interesting show for sure. Yeah. Okay. Your accent sounds like you know how to find good nightclubs. Really? Really? I've never been a nightclub promoter kind of guy. Maybe I could do that job. Hello from Sri Lanka. Hello, Sri Lanka. What's the meaning of life? Whatever you make of it. There is no meaning, which is not a bad thing. Well, there is no mental meaning, I think. Like, this is the belief. This is what the universe believes. This is what the universe would say, these words. This is the meaning. It's whatever happens. That's the meaning. Maybe that the universe wants, or God, or the source wants to be entertained and experienced, and not just hang out and be nothing. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that could be articulated. What happens when we die? I don't know what happens, obviously, because I'm not dead. But I know what doesn't happen and what doesn't change, and that is you. You don't the the background you. Okay, what is before your what is this? Let's imagine a space around your thoughts. Okay, your thoughts arises in something, right? In awareness. Your feelings also arise in awareness because you're aware that you're feeling. And that awareness feels like I. Okay. It feels like you. That's you. Because it hasn't changed one bit since you were born. Can you remember any time where there was no being? Maybe some periods you have let's say you've fainted or you've been in deep sleep, then you don't remember those moments. But for some reason, even if we don't remember anything from our sleep, we still want to sleep because we feel blissful, right? We feel that, I'm free from the world, free from who I think I am most of the time and who I pretend to be and who I strive to be. Now that bliss there, that effortless space, okay, which is holding your thoughts. It's your thoughts are arising in this space. That space, and it's not a physical space. It's just there. It's just awareness. You're aware. That doesn't change when you're dying. I'm pretty sure. Okay, because it hasn't changed one bit. Anytime I've been alive, and it seems to be independent of whether I'm alive or not, like this character here. It's also tricky. When I watch myself on the screen, I see another Fred there. It also kind of reminds me that this is not me, this body here. Let's go. So other than that, I don't know what happens, whether you have an experience of angels and heaven and demons and or anything, or other realms or aliens. I don't know, or past future lives here again. But that thing doesn't change. So you're gonna go on. All right. Whether things are happening or not, you're gonna go on, and I think things will happen. Things have always happened. Okay, well, thank you. If we're all wise, wouldn't that make us double wise? Teddy, you died and came back before? You have a near-death experience? Will be interesting to talk about. That could be an interesting podcast. Wow. Talking to viewers about their spiritual experiences. That would be fun. That'd be really fun. So Teddy, tell me. It was okay. I'm that far behind on the messages. Thank you, Teddy. Freddy said the F word. Yeah. I thought for like 10 seconds, should I say it? And then it just came out. It was God saying it. Everything is God. Every expression is a divine expression, but that should be an excuse. Or if you're using that excuse, lots of people won't forgive you for that matter. Edgar Tereo. Hello, Viking. I'm Edgar. I come in peace. Hello, Edgar. Oi, tudo bem? I think you're from Brazil. I remember you. What's your new vision? I talked about in the early. It's basically to become more awakened, to enlighten myself, and also document the process. So when I'm traveling, I will, do travel logging, and I also put some wise words into the videos. You might still see me talk to people, talk to girls, and whoever, and do comedy, pranks perhaps. But the intention is to reduce suffering for others. But in order to do that, I have to, become more enlightened myself. So I will document both, my process, and also do my best to help others from, resisting life. Because we all have some level of resistance to life, I think. That's what I call suffering. I don't really necessarily mean deep face in the mud type of suicidal suffering. I don't necessarily mean that. But any kind of, something, I wish I was over there. Just that thought. Just, I look forward to being, or I wish I was somewhere else now. That kind of suffering. I'm the German Jim Carrey. I'm probably the Norwegian Jim Carrey. Some have said that. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Freddy, you are a hippie. Yeah. Teddy says, if that's not your body, whose body is? Because I claim that this is not my body. And I'll maybe make a video on that, but what is you in your body? Is your toe your body? Is your knee you? Is it like, are you anything in your body? Okay, and then you said, well, it's my body, but what's that what's that thing that has it? What's that? Is that you? How does that look like? Where is that? Is it anywhere in your body? Is it connected to anywhere in your body? It gets tricky to find that I. Okay. And in deep meditation, you can go to the depths of that sense of I, and then you will see that there's nothing there. Just like when you're psychedelic tripping, there may be that sense sometimes. You may experience ego death, and you can experience that in real sober state as well. So, near-death experience. Yes, I was electrocuted while camping in the desert. He's talking about his near-death experience, so somebody has died here, guys. And he's writing about it. Yes, I was electrocuted while camping in the desert. I had to walk 10 miles to get back. So you got electric shock, and then you died, and then came back, and then you walked back alone, and no one was around there? I'm interested in hearing more details. That is sick. That's pretty unlucky. Edgar, you're from USA. I thought you always were from Brazil for some reason. Swedish guy telling me I'm a legend. I respond humbly. That's my Tinder profile line, humble YouTube legend. I think I also have it on my Instagram, which is kind of a joke because I haven't really been a YouTube legend. Well, a legend is someone who isn't necessarily relevant now anymore, but it was. You can find some legendary treasure that nobody knows about or nobody thinks about, and you can find it on the bottom of the ocean. It's still a legend. Long live USA. Yeah, USA is, I have cool memories from USA, so I'm not the first guy to condemn USA. Do you want to make a family and have a child? Possibly. I noticed that I get less less disgusted by that thought with the years. Not that I was disgusted by other people having families, but I just saw no way that I was close to that, and I'm still not close to that, I think, but maybe in 5 to 10 years, or maybe 15. This is Jim Carrey. No. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like his impression of Jim as well. Oh, thank you guys. I get so much motivation from speaking to you guys. Yes, that's how I speak when I speak Jim Carrey, and I will Jim Carrey it around. I'll Jim Carrey it around, you know. Yep, yep. Oops. Consciousness. My knee would hurt if the person is in the brain. Okay, if you really study that, you will see that that may be thought, okay, in the brain. If you really look, is it, let's say if it was in the brain, what could it be? Could it be like a brain wave? Could it be like, or how many brain waves? Would it be like 37 of them, or one? And where does it stop? Where does it, and how big is it? How small is it? Is it like a dot somewhere? Yes, I woke up after 2 days and the people I was with left me because the car broke down. They disappeared until this day. What the frag? Really, you haven't seen you since you were 12. That's funny. Well, I'm glad that these live streams are pulling people back. But that's a crazy ass story, Teddy and Tommy. You woke up after 2 days of being electrocuted, and the people. So can you tell me? And the people just left. They saw this happen, but they still left. They thought you died. And how was the near death experience within that? Did you experience, and do you remember something when that happened? Good joke. I see what you did there. Yeah. Your monster face is by far the most scary and funny thing about you, Freddy. Really? Okay, so I'll keep talking like that. Well, if you really want me to. So greetings from Miami, bro. Thank you. Greetings back to you, Miami. When can I visit you? Can I visit you now? Can I fly to you? Can you receive me at the airport? Maybe put us in a cab, and maybe we can go to your village, and I can get to know your friends. I would love that. We are all plants, is what it is. Yeah, says Teddy. Yeah. Oh, it's tiring to have that face, but it's worth it. Philip the plant, you can visit your city. Thank you. I'm invited to my own city by someone from outside it. They were probably going to get help if there was no connection. I saw my whole life before my eyes and spent 7 lifetimes in heaven until I came back. What the? Can you talk more? Can you just talk more? It's gonna get dark here, but I just want to see you talk more about the story. So Teddy's talking about when he was electrocuted in the desert, and his friends probably thought he died, and then they left, and they haven't seen him since. They were probably trying to get help, but there was no connection. This is a unbelievable story. And you saw your whole life before my eyes. Can you talk about those 7 lifetimes in heaven until you came back? Do you remember what kind of lives? And did you feel like you actually lived through those lives, or did you kind of fast forward those lives, or did it actually feel like you lived entire 7 lives, like 7 times 80 years or something, and it felt like 400 or 500 years?